act rather than wait, be open to spiritual guidance, and at the same time, the change of direction is most certainly going to bring you one of the most important recognitions of your life. My name is Sasha Bonasin and I'm a psychic medium, and this is your monthly horoscope tarot card reading, and it's for you, my gorgeous Pisces, for you, my gorgeous Piscelini, and it's for April 2021. So this monthly horoscope tarot card focus is for you, my gorgeous Piscelini, and it's for April 2021. My Lord, what an interesting month this is actually going to be. Okay? And you will see exactly what I mean, because it's pretty much so with things that I've already said. Act rather than wait. Just remember, be open to spiritual guidance. At the same time, it's to do with the change of direction. That change of direction that I'm talking about doesn't have to be, oh my God, I'm just going to change my whole life. No, baby, no. But it's about you stepping in the right direction. What you're going to do, it's going to help you to bring one of the greatest achievements of your life when it comes to your own success, when it comes to your own finances, when it comes to your own future, when it comes to your planning, when it comes to your ideas. This is all going to be affected. This is all going to be highlighted throughout the actual April. Your number is number 3017. This is a very powerful number when it comes to you, my gorgeous Piscelini, in particular when it comes to the months of April, because you are going to find yourself on a certain crossroads, and you're going to be kind of surprised the way you're going to feel about the certain elements of your life. But then again, it is going to bring you the necessary energy in order to restore your, but this is almost immediately going to restore your balance, and it's going to be very much so specifically super important when it comes to you acting within the certain situation, and the way you're going to act is going to surprise you. And this is where things are going to become really interesting, because you're going to learn something very, very special, very important, and very powerful about yourself. And this is just, oh my God, it's going to become like a main part of your focus, and this is all going to actually take place, and this is all going to happen in April. So it's pretty much so an important time to follow your own intuition, but it's also very important time that every single day you need to do something different. You need to start something different. I mentioned this before, because by just changing one little thing in your life, this is going to create that little domino effect that I'm talking about, that I mentioned before. But it's very important spiritual domino effect, because it's just one little thing is just really going to affect your life. This is purely because the energy in April is going to be mind-blowing when it comes to manifestation, and when it comes to planning, when it comes to the energy, and when it comes to doing things, making things. And this in itself, it's all going to be super beneficial when it comes to getting that clear focus, when it comes to that next step in your life, my gorgeous Piscelini, indeed. You know, 3017 in numerology, when it comes to April, it means that, you know, on another hand, you know, you are gonna get a very important information. This will be very personal to you, but very important, and it's going to, on one hand, really open your eyes, but on another hand, it's gonna make you feel so good. It's gonna make you feel so happy. It's gonna make you feel so pleased with yourself. It's to do with like the moment of time when you get this information. It's just gonna make you feel like the greatest moment of honor, really. And something is going to start at that very moment in time, right within you. When it comes to your own passion, by the end of the month, you will know exactly what you need to do in order to take that passion of yours on the next level. Okay? You see, it's a lot to do with the recognition, but it's also to do with the honor, you know, that you're going to feel with yourself. And this is wonderful, because it's at the same time going to reflect on the frustration that you felt over the last 12 months, because things didn't move on, things weren't moving forward, and it's a lot to do with being really slow, and things weren't happening, and they made you feel really frustrated in life. So this is a lot to do with those things and those parts of your lives that have been primarily making you frustrated within the last 12 months in particular, my gorgeous Piscelini. So now that frustration, it's about to have this spiritual flip-flop moment that I'm always talking about, which is important. So from the frustration, direction, it's going to come to the moment where you are going to have a really significant message, and that message is going to help you realize that the things are moving on. This will be very important, but it's to do with the speed, it's to do with the change, but most certainly and most importantly with the swift change of those parts of your life that became really, really stale indeed. And now your assertiveness is most certainly, this is going to make you to be assertive towards the specific part of your life. And I really like the way this is going to unfold by the end of April, because you will know this is what the whole month is going to be boiling down towards the specific moment, towards the specific stage, towards the specific opportunity, towards the specific portal which is about to open. But before that, you will know exactly 1 week earlier what do you need to be assertive towards. And this is what I'm talking about. And what do you need to be assertive towards? You will be able to feel it. You will be very strong about it, because you will know that this is to do with the next step, and it's also to do with a certain barrier that you simply need to cross. It's about stepping into the direction where you are uncertain what the elements are behind, but you will know that this is the right thing to do, most certainly. On another hand, you are going to resolve a really important issue. A really important issue that was affecting you and slowing you down. You are going to resolve this, and I like this so much. Look, my gorgeous Piscelini, now I had a moment. I need to take an oracle card, and I need to focus on that issue that you're going to resolve. An important issue you're going to resolve. You will not realize until that moment in time how much this was actually affecting you. Caution needed. You see? So you just need to be prepared for maybe the challenging situation that you will have, and at the same time it's going to happen maybe when somebody is going to be challenging you in such a way, like maybe somebody's going to be like kind of winding you up, or somebody's going to making you feel in a certain way. And this is very important to remember. Caution needed, because as soon as somebody is kind of like testing you, because almost like you're going to be almost like you're going to be tested by someone, your patience is going to be tested, and then somebody's going to act in a certain way, and then you're not going to like it. But all you need to do is, whatever conflict that may be, there probably will be like a little conflict. Somebody's going to kind of respond to you in a certain way. But my gorgeous Piscelini, your job, really spiritual job, would be just now you know that this is going to happen, and so hopefully you're going to use this, to your own advantage when it comes to that situation. If somebody is trying to wind you up, if somebody is trying to kind of acting with you in a little bit of abrupt way, please you need to know that you need to make the most of it. You just need to be cautious about that situation in such a way where you rise above the situation, rise above that little devilish person, but at the same time you're protecting yourself because you're doing the right thing and you're not kind of giving your energy away, you see. And as soon as you do that, you will know that this is like kind of when you feel this challenging situation, you will know that at the same time, there is going to be the obstacle that you are going to have, and that obstacle that you are going to have, it's going to be around you resolving the issue. But this issue is really important in your life, so you can just use this. When somebody tries to wind you up, you use it in a spiritual way, like your own guidance when it comes to your own psychic feelings and directions, because now you will know, you go above it, you rise above it, and then you will know that this is the timing message when it comes to the certain timing when the issue is going to be resolved. And this is how weirdly it's going to happen. When somebody's trying to wind you up, you rise above the situation, you make everything nice and positive if you possibly can, and then you will know that it's not going to be that long after that moment in time when you are going to have a very important issue that you're actually going to resolve. So you can use this like your little psychic little mirror at the same time. On another hand, my gorgeous Piscelinis, it's just basically what you need to do. Just remember to actually be very, very practical about how you proceed. And when I say that you need to be practical about how you proceed, it's just basically, it's all about you realizing a little bit of like a devilish person. This is nothing to do with what I said. This is nothing to do with what I said by the way. But it's also another, I'm sorry, I'm being a little bit of a dark Lala, another little bit of devilish person is going to be revealed to you. This is somebody who I've just mentioned now, who is going to be winding you up. But there is another devilish person over the last, maybe within the last 2 weeks of this April, of this month. You know, there is you are going to become aware of like some proper, like a little bit of like a devilish person, somebody not really good, but also at the same time you will know that there are other people that are connected to that devilish person, so you will be aware of it and you're not going to like it. Some of you are going to be like kind of confirmation, and some of you are going to be completely surprised. But most important things, that your eyes are going to be open, and this is important because at the same time you're just going to need to kind of like also be quiet, sensible. This is why I said you're going to need to have a sensible approach when it comes to like you proceeding with things and things like that, because this is going to help you to make like a really significant decision here as well. So this is going to work in your favor because it's going to help you to kind of like redirect your path a little bit and remove yourself from the people and the situations that no longer serve you. Not necessarily people in your life, but maybe the certain outlook, maybe like the certain group of people you watch, maybe certain group of people you follow. You know, it all depends what this is going to be, but it's most certainly going to open your eyes, and it's also going to be super relevant for you because it's going to help you to remove yourself from that situation, but also it's going to create a mind-blowing wake-up call by the end of the month, my gorgeous Pisces. Indeed. You know what I want to say as well, which is quite important, and I didn't mention it so far, that basically number 3017, you know how I use my numerology number and I cover the month. It really depends what month we are in. It depends what sign I'm doing it for. It depends what number I'm talking about. It all depends. But number 3017, it also means, you know, above all, what is the most important thing, that it's actually going to happen. You are going to have a fresh new start, in particular when it comes to the end of delays. Just remember that there will be a mind-blowing fresh new start that is going to happen, and it's to do with the end of delays. At the same time, I need you to focus, my gorgeous Pisces, so much. I need you to focus, because when you become aware of this fresh new start, and it's to do with the end of delays, just remember at the same time you're going to release yourself energetically, beautifully, in a very powerful way without even realizing. It's to do with your passion, but it's to do with you allowing yourself who you are, to be who you are. On another hand, you know, you need to know, as soon as you become aware of these delays, you know, the end of delays, please be prepared, because exactly 11 days later, you are going to have like a really significant moment when it comes to the sudden and unexpected progress. Exactly 11 days later. At the same time, this is a big time for you because it's to do with your own personal transformation. You're going to become aware of the fact, you know, something very significant in your life will need to be cut out. It will need to go. It will require your adjustment. It will require like a bit of like sacrifice, like a sacrifice, I would say, but it's again to do with the part of your life that slowly came to an end. So you just need to remember the sudden and unexpected progress is going to take place, but this is certainly to do with the positive change in your life. Also, it's fantastic time and very important to think about the balance and to kind of reward yourself and get something for yourself, something that makes you feel really good, you know, very, very important indeed. On another hand, my gorgeous Pisces, when it comes to the actual health, you know, it's rather significant and important for me to say that I can see the digestive problems that you are going to have, stomach pain, not stomach pain necessarily, but a little bit of a blockage here, which means that if you can maybe like get something like organic aloe vera juice, and if you can get, this is going to be fantastic when it comes to your stomach lining, and if you can get something like a basically friendly bacteria also, if you possibly can, and it's going to boost your friendly bacteria, so it's going to be good for you. On another hand, the actual vitamin B complex is going to be good for you for a couple of things, you know, that are going to be significant. Your energy levels are going to be, you're going to feel like drained a little bit, but it's not necessarily going to affect your balance when it comes to doing things and being effective. But I would highly suggest you something like a natural vitamin B complex to take for two things. On one hand, it's going to be beneficial for your entire digestive system. If you take one the first thing in the morning. And then on another hand, it's going to be brilliant because it's going to boost your energy. So you've got a double whammy here, indeed. So vitamin B complex I highly suggest, but you need to make sure that it's natural. So a folic acid within this B vitamin complex needs to be folate, which is a natural version of folic acid. Instead of like folic acid, it's done in a chemical way, and folate is natural version of that. So you want natural. And vitamin B12, you also need to make sure that it's natural. On another hand, you just need to keep on taking the actual organic acerola cherry powder, 1 little teaspoon every single day in a little bit of water, alongside natural zinc and natural vitamin D, and this is beautifully going to boost your immune system. Organic acerola cherry powder, it's a natural source of vitamin C, and just 1 little teaspoon has got a whooping amount of vitamin C, and it's natural as well. I know that you're going to have a sensitivity with your lips and inside your mouth, your gums as well, which is the combination of zinc and the actual vitamin C. It's also going to be rather beneficial for. On another hand, if you like herbal teas, organic herbal teas, I'm obsessed with these things like so much because they're so good for you. They're like a natural medicine, and I would highly suggest you to sip throughout the month something like organic chamomile, organic nettle tea, and organic dandelion. Like any of these three combinations of teas would be fantastic, but do not put sugar in, never. You just sweet it if you need to sweet it with like a little bit of like a organic honey or organic maple syrup, for example. So much better for you. And you put a little bit of like organic unwaxed lemon as well, and this is a fantastic combination to flush out the toxins out of the system, and something that you're going to find rather beneficial indeed. Okay, if you're on any other medications, if you're pregnant or if you're breastfeeding, you just need to check with your doctor, or you just need to check with your GP. Only your doctor or GP can tell you whether this can interact with your existing medications, my gorgeous Piscelinis, or not. So now, going on the very first date that I would like to recommend it to you, but before I go there, vibrationally and energetically throughout April and May, you will find a period or a fool's gold absolutely super beneficial. Look how gorgeous this specimen is, and these are high quality crystals that I actually have, extra high quality crystals that I actually have. So this is something that I would highly recommend you because it's going to help you to protect your energy against all sorts of negativity and against all sorts of negative vibrations. It's going to increase your motivation, it's going to increase your inspiration, it's going to increase your courage, it's going to be beneficial for your intellect, it's going to be beneficial for your intelligence. When you find yourself on a crossroads and you're like, oh my god, what should I do? And it's going to be loads of these things throughout April and May because you're having a big spirit, you're in for big spiritual awakening, my gorgeous Piscelini. And before you're in for big spiritual awakening, you know, at the same time, so much becomes absolutely obvious that wasn't obvious before, and that in itself drains our energy. We focus and we connect so much more, but at the same time, we need something to boost our intellect, intelligence, you know, our mind, our sharpness, by the same time to protect us against negative vibrations. For April and May, this is a must, something that I would highly recommend you to have in your little bag. I know it's a quite big piece, or you can have in your living areas. It's fantastic. If you would like to buy this gorgeous crystal, the link is in the description below. By buying things from my channel, you're also supporting my channel, and it keeps me going. I have to say that. So this is something I highly recommend you because it's going to be super beneficial for you to have this. The 2nd of April, you know, I just need you to remember, you know, you are gonna feel a little bit low, you know, the 1st and 2nd of April, you're gonna feel a little bit low, you're gonna feel a little bit down, you're gonna feel like a little bit confused, you're gonna feel uncertain, you're gonna be doubting a lot, you know, you're gonna be in this like a very thick, like a thinking mode, you know, and that in itself, it's pretty much so kind of going to make you think about, to be cautious, you know, it's connected to the certain contradictions, to things being very complex, to things kind of bringing like a really big obstacle into your life. And this is a bit of a yin-yang moment that you are going to have, because the more you think, the more greater insight you are going to have throughout the month, because the very first 2 days in April are going to be completely different vibrationally to the actual rest of the month when it comes to you. So the more you feel lower and the more you question things within you, the better it's actually going to be, and the bigger insight you're actually going to have It's remarkable the way things work, and it's remarkable the way things are connected, especially when we realize along the way, along our journey, oh my God, I was connected to that. You know, it's important for you to see very, very strong connection. So it's to do with an obstacle, but then again, it's to do with the setbacks, but then again, it's going to get you thinking. It's going to open your eyes, and that in itself, it's almost immediately going to point you towards the certain direction, and it's going to come through these feelings and emotions that are bringing you down. But you need to be there in order to see the way things are, in order to see the things from the bottom, you know, because you are able to see so much more at that moment in time. And once you go back on top, then you are able to act accordingly. See, this is the way things work. On another hand, my gorgeous Pisces, is the 2nd of April, where, you know, you are gonna become also aware, like you're gonna suddenly also feel like a very strong urge to actually move on, and a very strong urge to do something different. And also at the same time, you are going to get a very happy news when it comes to your own advancement. And that news, when it comes to your own advancement, is going to put a smile on your face. And this is within the first week, from the 2nd of April, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. From the 2nd until the 9th of April, it's all about you realizing this and also becoming aware of the opportunity that is going to come into your life. And it's going to put a big smile on your face, but it's also going to start this motivation that you wanted and needed so much. The mid part of April, the second date is the 15th of April. Now, I like this because this is all about the actual new possibilities. You're going to become aware of the new possibilities, and you will know that these new possibilities are going to bring new relationships into your life, but you will know at the same time that it's to do with you having new approaches when it comes to the actual old problems. So it's all going to be also connected, but then at the same time, you just need to understand that this is actually coming from the new knowledge, you know, because you are going through the actual spiritual transformation. So by the time you get to the actual 15th of April, you are going to find yourself like kind of acting in a slightly different way when it comes to the certain difficulty in your life, which is causing you blockage. But this is the 15th of April I'm talking about, and it's going to become kind of significant throughout the months. But it's pretty much so to do with the actual you understanding that you're going to need to compare something. You know, if something doesn't make sense, you know, and you're uncertain and you get stuck a little bit, just remember that you're comparing your methods with different ideas. It's going to be really perfect things for you to do, because by doing this, you're going to become aware of the certain ideas that you wouldn't normally become aware of, because you're going to get a hold of the informations that are going to show you the way, so you will know which things, which ideas, which options will work the best for you. So when you're wondering yourself and you want to ask someone, you know, this is the time to most certainly go for, especially when it comes to this particular situation. You will know that what you didn't know before, but at the same time, this is 15th of April will be pretty much going to be strong date, you know, when it comes to you realizing that the effort, you need to continue certain effort until a full success is attained. So this is something that you need to remember. Okay, and let me show you now. See, this is my gorgeous Pisces. Again, I have a strong urge to do this. Okay, just remember, life is about to bring a whole new meaning. Just remember, look at this. Life is about to bring you the whole new meaning from the 15th of April onwards. Okay, now the 26th of April, my gorgeous Pisces, I like this. This is victorious moment in time. I really like it. You know, you're gonna feel really good here. You're gonna feel great, and then at the same time, you know, you're just gonna kind of like you're gonna really kind of become aware of the certain choice, like the decision that you're gonna make. But you will know this is going to bring you recognition for the highest of successes in life. It's to do with the promotion. It's to do with like you getting reward, like kind of later on, but your own personal reward, your own spiritual reward, because you will also see and become aware of what exactly was and what is missing in your life. This is going to create a moment when you're going to have a really powerful connection with your past, and it's not about what you are having connection with specifically, but it's about the vibration and energy, and about you finding yourself on that path and realizing something else. You focus on this, but then you just start drifting into all sorts of different dimensions, which raise all sorts of different vibrations, and that in itself open your eyes, and it's just going to give you like a certain idea when it comes to like a situation that is going to be kind of bothering you. So it's going to help you with an insight how to come out of something that no longer serves you, and somehow it's going to be a very strong connection with your past, but not necessarily what you did in the past, but it's what is going to come out of you as in form of realization. So when you find yourself like a drifting and thinking about the specific parts in your past, this is the time when this is actually going to rise up, to pay attention. Okay, on another hand, you know, I really like this because the 26th of April, it's again going to be connected to positive changes that are going to bring, you know, an end to a challenging time, and it's most certainly to do with the light at the end of the tunnel. So from the 26th until the end of that month, you know, this is the time of transition, this is the time of change, this is the time of like abandoning, you know, the part of your life that no longer serves you. And this is what I was saying before, it's to do with the sacrifice, adjustment, regeneration that is going to lead towards your own rebirth. But it's all about one particular thing. What do you need to sacrifice? Because something is just starting to drain your life, like there is no tomorrow. And this is the sign that it's becoming like a karmic baggage that you need to just simply cut it out of your life, my gorgeous Piscelini. And that in itself is going to bring you an invitation. Not an invitation as such, but the opportunity that you are gonna become aware of. This is the certain opportunity that is going to be on your mind, but then again, you need to remember to have a really sensible approach when it comes to it. And this is to do with you advancing your life, doing what you want, focusing on things that are very attractive to you indeed, but at the same time, you know, it's to do with the request, which is going to be quite challenging situation in itself, but you just need to remember to be strong and keep going. Follow your intuition and do what you want to do. Okay, very important, my gorgeous Piscelini, indeed. So now I'm just going to see, and before I go here, I'm just going to recommend you this gorgeous carnelian, my gorgeous Piscelini. It's just something that is going to boost your confidence, and it's going to boost your self-esteem. It's going to make you feel really good, because there are few situations that you're going to have, specific situations that are going to require from you to respond to certain people in April and May. And these people kind of have a bit of like a vampire, you know, they drain your energy. They're like energy vampires. I repeat, sometimes these people, it's not sometimes their fault. They're not necessarily horrible or evil, but it depends what's going on them. It depends on their spiritual journey. It depends on their karma, how strong their energy is. You know, there's so many different elements and aspects that can actually affect those people. But what they do to us, they drain our energy. So when we want to say something and express something really important, we just remember, oh, I should have said this, I should have said this, I should have mentioned this. You know, it's one of those things, you know. And carnelian is fantastic when it comes to that vibration, when it comes to that energy, because it boosts your energy in a form of like a self-esteem and confidence, so you make the most of it. So this is something that every time when you need a little bit of courage, you know, to actually have, but at the same time it's going to bring you positive life changes, and also it's a good luck stone indeed. So when you need that little extra boost, I highly suggest you to have this with you. And you can get this on my website, and the link is in the description below. By buying things from my channel, my gorgeous Piscelini, you're also supporting my channel and you keep me going. Okay, so I have to say this. So now my gorgeous Piscelini sorry, I'm going to see what is going to happen briefly in the first part of April, mid part of April, and the last part of April. And I hope that this is not too confusing, but there is just so much information here for you. And I also vibrationally, I know that this month will be kind of like a game changing for you. So I get also excited with the vibration and energy at the same time. So the first part of April is going to bring you, you know, the need to balance, you know, my Lord, the first part of April, just try to pay attention to things that make you feel good. Visit some little forest if you can, sit by the water. It's going to be very beneficial for you if you're able. Maybe do some meditation, because there are going to be some incredible insights that you are going to have. Pay attention to your dreams at the same time. Just try to think about the balance and try to think about things that you could do to yourself in your life to make it more excited, to make it more happy, to make it more optimistic. Very, very important. You really need to do this. Think about things that you need to bring into your life and reward yourself if you possibly can. This also brings a wonderful vibration. The mid part of April, my gorgeous Piscelini, you know, you are going to learn something like, wow, something really, it's pretty much so to do like, you're learning something, and then at the same time, look, how it's going to happen, very interesting. You will be paying attention to details when it comes to mid-April. It is all going to make sense. When you are paying attention to details and you are aware of it, you will know that you will learn something very special, very important, very powerful, very significant, and this is not going to simply let you go. So it's going to require from you to take this somewhere else, to take it on the next level, because at the same time this is going to bring you like a very, very important opportunity, very, very important choice. It's to do with you expressing yourself, but it's also to do with what you love. Very significant reminder you're also going to have from somebody who means to you so much about this specific particular subject. Somebody who is in your life, it's going to come through forward and it's going to remind you of something, and then you're going to have like a bling moment, like your eyes are going to open and it's all going to start making sense, because you will be able to connect from a little bit different angle, because it's going to come from someone who mean to you a lot. So therefore these people are meant to be in our lives, so sometimes they just pinpoint things to us, so this is something to pay attention to. So it's going to come from someone very special. The last part of April, oh God, you know, you're going to see that you're going to feel a little bit sad, you know, again. And this is not related to nothing that I said, but again, you're going to feel about maybe somebody who you lost not that long ago, or maybe somebody that you lost a long time ago, but it's just a very, very emotional moment that you're going to have. You will probably see something and it's going to remind you of somebody who used to be in your life, so you're going to feel like a little bit sad. So this is something that I need you to remember, because, you know, at the same time, this is your time span, this is your sign. When you start feeling this sad, of course, you need to remember that this sadness is going to pass. By the same time, you will know that there is a very important moment that you're going to have, because you are in for a challenge. This is going to prepare you for a challenge, and somehow you're going to become aware of the fact, when it comes to the actual time span, when this challenge is going to happen, when this challenge is going to be. And it's brilliant, because at the same time it's about to bring really wonderful healing into your lives as well. Okay, my gorgeous Piscelini, so now I'm just going to see what is going to happen to those of you who are in a relationship, you know. Ooh la la, interesting months when it comes to those of you who are in relationship. You see Five of Swords. Now you're gonna maybe need to discuss certain problem. You're gonna need to discuss certain problem, and this is karmically really important, because if you don't discuss this, then later on this is going to bounce back. So maybe perhaps it's gonna be just a tiny little bit of disagreement, but then again, it's nothing to do with you or your partner. Personally, I think that it's just going to be maybe like a little bit of disagreement when it comes to the actual certain path that you wanted to take, and maybe you think it's time, maybe your partner think it's not time. So this is how it's going to actually unfold and happen within the first part of April, within the first, from the 1st until like about 15th, 16th of April. But then after that moment in time, you are both going to start getting a wonderful determination as a couple. Determination is going to come back, and it's going to give a strong willpower, in particular when it comes to the actual desire, will, resolution, but also at the same time it's about the opportunity that you both should do. You should both go for it. You've been waiting, but now you're going to realize, you know what, this is the moment in time that is going to be such an enlightening moment in time for both of you, and this is what it all boils down to. You're both going to have an enlightening moment by the end of the this month, and what this is going to bring, it's going to make you realize that about a certain opportunity that you don't need to wait any longer, just to actually go for it, because it's to do with what you wanted to do for a long time. So now you will know that this is the time to step in that particular direction, because both of you are going to be so much happier, you see. Okay. So now sorry. Oh dear. So now I'm just going to see what is going to happen to those of you, my gorgeous Piscelini, who are single and ready to mingy. Oh dear. You see this? Dun, da, 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 dun, dun, dun. My gorgeous Piscelini, I love you so much. You know, it's about the balance slowly coming back into your life. It's all down to you. On one hand, I know it's always a bit of a dark lala moment. On one hand, it's a very strong possibility that this month there is somebody going to keep on coming back in your mind. You know, maybe somebody who you used to be with before, maybe somebody who was like a wrong partner, maybe somebody who you were kind of thinking about, but maybe it's not the right person. So first of all, I know it's going to be a bit of a complex month, because you're going to kind of have a couple of things going, because first of all, you're going to realize who is not for you, but then you need to learn how to let them go, because I think one specific person was the part of your mind, and it was kind of preventing you to maybe find someone, because subconsciously you were still focusing towards somebody else. Okay, so this is a very important situation that you're going to have, and this is what this balance is going to bring you, and it's also going to sharpen you up, and this in itself is going to be superb energy when it comes to you making the right decision and moving on away from this person. On another hand, my gorgeous Piscelini, at that moment in time when you realize that you're going to start feeling very highly vibrational, and this is pretty much so to do with like you feeling like the one specific little change is going to bring the ultimate change in your life. One specific little thing you're going to change is going to bring you an ultimate change in your life. Okay, and that change that you are going to have, it's going to bring you the set of new people in your life. The set of new people in your life, it's also going to happen at around the time when you become aware of the new possibilities, and I mentioned this on the 15th of April onwards, and this is the time when someone very special and significant is about to start walking in your life. This person is only about to become part of your dimension, part of your vibration, part of your energy now in April, which doesn't mean that they're going to make themselves known in April, but what this means is that your paths are about to cross for the first time ever. Okay, and this is going to happen with these new possibilities and new relationships from the 15th of April that I'm talking about. And this is going to be someone very special indeed, because this card is super significant when it comes to that person being very special and also very spiritual, very successful, very powerful. And there is something going to be quite unusual about them. It's like not someone who you would normally go for. It's one of those beauties, you know, you see two beautiful people, and then you see two people, let's say, then one is like really gorgeous, another one is like, oh god, not really good looking, and then you start talking to that gorgeous one, and you're like, no baby, no, run, you know, nothing there. And then you start talking to the other person who wasn't gorgeous or good looking or whatsoever, and then you start talking to them, within 5 minutes you're like, oh my god, you know, you're just like, they're so attractive, like type of thing. So it is going to be somebody very special, and those people are very important because they're holding so much within them when it comes to our lives, when it comes to things that we are doing, and most importantly when it comes to us being prepared all this time for somebody so special to actually enter our lives. And it's not even going to be that long. Okay, my gorgeous Piscelini, I love you all so much. Thank you ever so much for watching my videos. I'm sending you brightest blessings, lots of love, healing, peace and light. So I'm sending you brightest blessings, lots of light, healing, peace and light to every single one of you. Thank you ever so much for watching my videos. Sasha Bonasin, Psychic Medium. Love you. Bye.